What's going on, Zorro? Where did this thing come from? We have a boat in our backyard that the neighbor put here last night. And believe it or not, this is part of a project, because I have an identical boat that's going to be put right alongside of it, and we are going to next year, this is not a this year project, but we're going to I cracked my block. Well, I didn't crack my block. I got injured a handful of years ago, and I wanted my kids to winterize the boat. They didn't know exactly how to go about doing that, and in so doing, I have a small crack in the at the exhaust port of the engine block, and it's leaking because it didn't get properly winterized years ago. This boat has a perfectly good engine, and we're going to be swapping out the engine, then we're going to get rid of the hull. But like I said, this is next year's project, but it's part of a larger project that's going on right now. I'm going to turn this around and you'll see. This is behind my garage, and it hasn't been taken care of for several years, and that's my boat, and it's in really good shape except for the engine. So I'm going to be dragging this out of here so that and I'm going to put this boat right beside that boat, and they're going to be sitting there for a year, because believe it or not, this is where the Shelter Logic that I picked up a couple weeks ago at Home Depot, this is where the Shelter Logic is going to go. So in order to get everything ready for the Shelter Logic, I've got to clean up this gigantic mess. And I don't think the mess is quite as big as what it appears initially. And we're going to clean all this up. But in order to do that, I have to pull my fifth wheel trailer forward, and I got to pull the flatbed trailer forward, and then get the truck back here to hook up to the boat. So that is today's project, and then we're going to start cleaning up some of the trash. So with that said, this is going to be an ongoing thing, because I also want to gravel it back there, and I don't have a rototiller, so I think I might have to rent a Bobcat with a rototiller, because you can't rent a PTO driven rototiller, at least not in this area. I've already checked, and so the first thing is to move the fifth wheel, pull it about 10 feet forward. Then after that, get the truck back here and get it hooked up to the boat, and so I can pull the boat out. So stay tuned. This is going to be an eventful thing. It's not all going to happen overnight. It's going to happen a piece at a time, and the John Deere is going to play a significant role in this project. If only it could do it all, that'd be great. All right. So I've already started cleaning all this out, but my wife thought, hey, I've got a great idea. Let's wrap the porch in bamboo. You know, kind of like a privacy thing. And so we did. And of course, then we had to take it down for the winter, and she never put it back. But it did end up getting stored underneath the fifth wheel for some reason. I don't claim responsibility. We also have a large accumulation of leaves under there that have to be raked out. So this is the first step in moving the fifth wheel. This fifth wheel does get used, but it hadn't been used for the past 2 years, but I do maintain it. But the sun has kind of bleached the side of it and whatnot. And so I don't know, now that diesel prices are sky high, I don't know if it's going to get used for the next couple years. Lord only knows what's going to happen with that. But anyhow, we need to move the trailer. So let me get this dumped, using it again as a very expensive wheelbarrow. Alright. Alright. So we're playing a lot of musical trailers here. So the first thing that had to be done was finish cleaning out under the fifth wheel, and then move the fifth wheel 110 inches forward of where it was. That way the back end would be recessed on the other side of the concrete slab, because I'm going to be working back there. And then of course we had to back up the flatbed over there, and this truck is ready to pull the boat out. As you can see, there's a lot of garbage here, so I can't get the boat out just yet. And incidentally, my son did that, and of course didn't clean up after himself, and if he's watching, he should be ashamed of himself. But not too much in this instance, because, well, I didn't clean up after myself either too well. So, you know, we got the rubber mats here. That one's supposed to go in the back of, or this one's supposed to be in the back of the van, but he parked his old car on top of it, so I couldn't get it out. So we're going to resolve that problem. And that's a heavy rubber mat there for the bed of one of the trucks, and I don't use it very often, but it's such a nice heavy rubber, I hate to get rid of it. So we're going to roll that up and find a place to put it, and then I'm going to sort through this wood here, because I'm going to need some wood for what I'm going to be doing next, but not today. So let's finish cleaning up a little bit and get this boat moved out, and let's see what happens next. So there we have it. The boats are moved, or boat is moved. My neighbor moved his boat, I moved mine. Had to air up the tires before I even attempted to pull it out, because you know, over a handful of years it will start sinking down into the ground as water washes around and start creating its own divot. And if you try to pull it out without air in the tires, all you're going to do is shuck the tires right from the rim. You'll lose that bead connection. So put the air in the tires, came up really good, holding air just fine, and had no problem. No problem at all. So there they are, two twins. It was not deliberately done when we bought our boats, but now the two shall become one. So let's take a look over here, see what we got going on. Yeah, buddy, look at all them weeds. I think I have a solution for that. I got a woods mower for that. I don't want to run the John Deere through this and mess up anything in the blades. But there's just some sticks that'll need picked up. So it's a bit of a mess. Why am I showing you this? Because it's about to undergo a transformation. And we're going to take this into something that's nice and put our garage there. I'll have a place to put the boat on top of that and park that back here again, and we'll do the boat project next year. It's not this year's agenda, and so it really doesn't look like, yeah, there's some trash back here, but it looks like I need to go to the recycle place. I don't know where all these trash cans came from, but there's a lot of trash cans, but there's no trash in them. I did not put these here, by the way. I don't even know where they came from. But anyhow, we'll resolve that. We'll fix some of the wind damage from the siding. And I keep forgetting about the siding on the side of the house. That wind ripped that off a handful of weeks ago. I keep forgetting to do that. Out of sight, out of mind. So I need to resolve that also. All right, so this is going to be an ongoing thing. We're going to be using the loader to skim this out. I'm going to have to, I think, rent a bobcat with a rototiller to break loose this dirt. The dogs have dug a couple holes back here, so it's a pothole in the yard, and so we got some work cut out for us. So let's see how it goes. So that's the end result. Well, it's not the end, it's just the beginning, but everything's been put back. So that's the end of the work for today. But clearly we have quite a ways to go, but you know, it looked worse than what it was. Now there's still things I have to do, and I'll get her done. It's supposed to start raining tomorrow, and rain, I think, all the way until Wednesday of next week. This is what I really wanted to get done, was to get the bulk of it taken care of. So we'll continue this project, continue getting cleaned up as the rain permits throughout the rest of the week.